Hey everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death, the one-on-one D&D show using 2nd edition with Ryan and myself.
Yes, and
Yes.
hobgoblins.
And hobgoblins.
Don't forget
And
the
slave
hobgoblins.
women. And skeletal hands. And strange riders in the day.
They were the least strange thing about this session.
Or were they?
Bum bum bum. All right, so leaving that mayhem and series of dark omens behind for the puny humans to panic over, I'm gonna head west, flee Redport, and then eventually cut south.
The two of you get about 10 miles down the road, or down the beach, when you come across... Well, actually, give me a series of perception checks until you pass.
Oh, hold on. Fire farts is... There we go. RD20 plus 11.
Is that your 18?
No, that was last time. It says rolling the dice.
Okay.
There we go. 27.
All right. So from about 200 yards out, you spot this fat fish man standing on shore next to a couple of other fishmen. Actually, with the 27, okay, they're actually not fat. They're actually quite thin, but they're very long. Like their depth is great, but their width is minor.
You mean a humanoid with some fishy characteristics?
Fishman, yeah, like a fish on feet with a spear in its hand.
I was thinking fisherman.
No, like a fishman.
Am I familiar with it? I mean, have I heard legends?
I mean, you've heard of such things.
But never seen one before.
Right.
How many of them are there?
There are 3. The one that's broadsided to you is the one that you saw first because it's quite long. And it wasn't until you looked a little bit closer that you noticed that there were 2, one looking away from you and one looking towards you, but they all seem to be gathered around something and looking down. They don't really have necks, so their entire body will tilt forward slightly as they look down. Their eyes are on the sides of the head.
Fucking weird.
They have these, they're about 5 feet tall. They're carrying these 6-foot spears. The spears are some sort of like, what the hell? There's some sort of shark that's got like a sawtooth nose coming out of the end of it. It's got that like...
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's got one of those things strapped to a stick or something as a weapon. All 3 of them do.
I cautiously approach. I load a bolt in my crossbow and like keep it like hanging over my shoulder.
Okay.
But
when you get to about 50 yards, the one that's broad to you...
I put like a tentative hand up as if like a gesture of peace, maybe.
Okay. Anyway, the broad one, the one that was broadsided to you, turns to face you and points its spear and goes, oh! And the others turn to face you as well.
You speak the common tongue. I looked. Are they looking over something? You said they were
there is a body below them. You can't make out. Well, without a perception check, you can't make out what it is.
Can I make a perception check?
Yeah, it'll be obvious that you're trying to look at the body, but you can totally do it.
Oh no! Did they like step in front to conceal my view, or do I just botch?
No, you just can't quite get a good view of them.
All right. They don't respond when I ask if they speak common.
One of them kind of gives out a weird gilly noise. Oh, I speak the common tongue.
Say, what are you, fishman?
What are you?
I am a hobgoblin. The race
We are the Kuatoa.
Kuatoa. Well, on behalf of the Red Brand tribe that rules over these hills, I welcome you to our shores.
Just as weak as the other humans. They start talking to each other again.
I say, watch your tongue. You know not who you speak to. However, I'm out of spells for the day, so hesitant to actually engage in combat.
All 3 have faced you and kind of moved up to form a rank.
Mm-hmm.
The one that is speaking is in the middle and 1 foot forward than the others.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Did they reveal what they were crowding around, or is it still?
No, whatever they were crowding around is behind them now, and fairly well defended.
All right. I nod to the elf to back away as I back away from them. I say, "This need not come to blows, but be warned. These are the land here is ours, and you will speak to my people with respect."
We do not want your land. We come to send the men with ships to the bottom of the seas to feast.
Then it appears we share a mutual interest.
What do you want with the oceans?
I shrug. Say nothing, but
What do you mean nothing? Who does not want to conquer the seven seas?
For us, the sea is merely another road. You may tell your people that I have seen a vision. A great army will sail across the sea.
It kind of blinks at you on either side of its head.
You may join them if you see fit. But
what does this army do? What has it come for?
To burn and purge the land. Cull the herd.
We care not for what happens on land.
I nod. Then let this army pass if you are wise. The warriors of Arasi are coming.
They mutter to each other for a little bit, and the lead one steps up and says,
"Arasi, you speak of the goddess."
I nod. Can I size up his...
He looks like a flounder with feet and hands.
That's not what I meant. I meant his... Like, did it sound like... Well, like what did it sound... I don't know. I only got 3 charisma. I'm not even going to bother. I nod and I command my skeletal claw to like tap its fingers like impatiently or something like that along my neck.
Okay.
Makes sense.
The fishman kind of starts to lower his spear in a slightly more aggressive stance and goes, well, no, I don't think he says anything.
More aggressive, or?
No, just he went from kind of being a little bit defensive to a little bit more... I mean, he went from like standing with his spear in 2 hands in front of him to his spear pointed at a 45-degree angle.
Mm-hmm. As I said, this encounter need not come to blows. I am merely
spare your life if you can give us information.
I have given you the information. I have brought the message.
We care not for your land-dwelling folks. There is a city at the end of the cape. A city run by men with ships. Men with wooden horses that sail the seas.
I point west towards Hillsborough. Is that
he points east towards Redport.
Redport. I nod.
Redport. Why is it called such this?
Are the buildings red? Do I have any idea why it's called Redport? Okay.
No, you're not sure.
Who knows where men come up with these names? Their ruler lives in the lighthouse, the tall tower on the small island off of the coast.
In the least defensible position,
he says with a strange bit of confusion and amusement and questioning altogether.
I shrug.
There's a sickening sound of gills flapping together coming from all 3 of them. Their mouths don't really move. And then the leader, or who you assume to be the leader, says, "Thank you for your information."
I, I, my people too wish to see these buildings crumble, these men burn,
And you want nothing from
drown.
the sea.
I shake my head. I say, if it suits our needs, we are just as happy to throw their bodies into the waves, that you may feast.
They return to one another.
Okay.
Eventually, he comes back to you and says,
Where are your people?
I say they are raiding to the south, and I point to the hills behind me. I see. My name is Silak of the Firebrand tribe. And I do not think this may not be the last time we meet. I give him a nod.
Meet us here in 20 tides.
20 tides, so 10 days.
"Yeah, ish. I mean, how many tides are per day?
Oh, wait.
2.2? 2.3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, this...
Bring
I don't
your
even know that-
tribe.
Okay. Most excellent. I will see you in 20 tides.
Okay. Their gills all kind of flare and flap together as if they're doing some sort of large exhalation. And then they back into the sea, leaving the body behind.
I go take a peek at the body if they actually do depart.
It is a human, a sopping wet human in white robes, who has a medallion of Martha around his neck. It looks like he's been cut and skewered in the chest and on the sides pretty badly.
Awesome. I give the body a quick inspection if there's anything of interest.
Nope.
Well,
He's got some. Yeah, I mean, if you go through his pockets and stuff, he has some money. He's got 7 gold pieces, 25 silver pieces, 10 copper pieces. He has a mace at his side. It's actually a wooden mace with brass spikes sticking out of it. Just remember, there's no iron here, or iron is very rare here. And he's got a little bag at his side. The money on one side, mace on the belt. On the other side is a bag that has some looks to be spell components and a piece of parchment that is soaked with water.
I'll unroll the parchment and read it if it is not.
What languages do you read?
You said I can. I mean, I've got a reading and writing proficiency.
And what languages do you speak?
I speak Common, Hobgoblin, and Giant.
It is not written in any of these languages.
Do I recognize the runes in any, like...
Give me an intelligence check.
Like, can I tell? Yeah, let's give it a try. D20 plus 11. No. I hold it out to the slave, and I say, "Do you recognize these runes? Can you...
They're dwarven," she mumbles.
Can you read?"
She shakes her head. Not dwarven. I don't...
All right, I'll stick the note in my pocket. And yeah, I removed the holy symbol from the priest, and
What do you do with it?
I put it in my coin purse with that. So now I have 2 holy symbols of Martha.
It doesn't
Is this one
actually
actually
hurt you, but it does feel uncomfortable when you hold it.
Yeah, I don't hold it. It's
Okay.
it's with my cash. I'm
Sure.
considering it a trophy of war.
You're aware of its presence at your side at all times.
Sure. I have this one's actually made out of gold, right?
Right.
Yeah. Those are worth 25 gold each.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I give the body of the priest a kick as we cut south from here. Actually southeast. I try and I say we must reunite with the tribe. I'm trying to think the timing. I was supposed to meet with the tribe after like 2 weeks. It'd been a couple of days, so things are going to be tight.
Things are gonna be really tight.
Mhm.
You might not make the 10 tides. You're not sure how things are going.
Mm-hmm. So we'll beeline it to where I hope the meeting spot is. Hobgoblins usually aren't too tough to find. So I'm going to trek southeast, probably stay north of Clydesdale, so cut between Clydesdale and Redport.
But you're still gonna cross the road looking for your tribe?
Yes, because I assume they're supposed to be raiding south of that road.
Right.
Do we get to camp that night?
Hold on. I'm checking my encounter table for a moment, if you don't mind. Okay, what was the question?
I was wondering if we make camp that night, or if there's something that happens before then.
You do make camp that night.
Okay. Actually, I don't necessarily. I meant, yeah. The next morning is probably what's more interesting.
Okay. The next morning is fine. You can memorize your spells as you please.
Let's do a Cure Light Wounds, Command, and let's go for an Orison. And I'm going to heal myself with those Orisons. Back to 8. Varasi, knit my flesh, so that I may better serve you in battle. Kuatoa. Fish people. All right.
Okay. Do you heal yourself up or?
Yeah, I heal myself with Orisons. And break camp.
Yep.
Let's
see if you can find your group. Let's see if you find the hobgoblins. So the first 2 days are very uneventful. On the third day, you come across you see a small bit of smoke rising from the southeast.
Okay.
You haven't made it to the southern coast yet, but you're probably
have
south of Clydesdale. Yeah, you've crossed the road. You're south of Clydesdale, southeast of Clydesdale, and you see more smoke rising from the southeast.
Yep. I pointed out to the slave and moved towards.
Okay. She walks along with you. You notice that lately she's been kind of gimping and limping along. And at night you notice that her feet are just blistered and bloodied and torn up. She doesn't have any shoes.
Okay.
And she's been trekking along and her feet are getting pretty bad, but she hasn't said anything yet.
Yeah. I think that the first night I noticed, I would have stopped and tended to them, actually.
How would you like to tend to them?
I got 3 Orisons left, so I will massage her feet and tell her about how Our Lady Varasi's command over flesh, and how that her feet may be healed, that she can better serve the goddess's mission.
Please give me a charisma check.
Oh God, most uncomfortable foot massage ever. 6.5 foot tall hobgoblin massaging your feet, telling you all about his dark goddess.
Not to mention you've got a chain and a collar around, or she's got a chain and a collar around her. And
Yeah, so 10. It's not pretty.
why is that +6?
That's my charisma.
I thought charisma was 3.
No, charisma 6.
Okay.
Bad, but not that bad.
Yeah.
Does she allow me to heal her feet?
She does. She is your slave. She has allowed you to do pretty much anything so far. Her feet are healed. She mumbles an awkward thank you. And you guys continue on your way. Anyway, so later that next day, you see the smoke on the horizon.
Yeah, I'll swap out that Orison for another Call Upon Faith, I guess.
Okay. So you have Call Upon Faith, Healing, Cure Light Wounds, and what?
Command.
Okay.
All right, we see the smoke.
Yes.
And we, move towards it.
Okay. There appears to be some sort of structure on fire on the coast. You see a small village. There's smoke rising from a couple of the buildings. Can't see too much else.
Overlooking the shore.
Yeah, you're on a slight rise of the hill. It's very plainsy, hilly area. It's not a great amount to it.
Okay. So I'm gonna look and see if I can notice any humans or hobgoblins in the area, people fleeing or no one in sight.
You see. Give me a perception check.
Yeah, a little bit better than charisma.
Nice.
5.
You spot a group of people kind of streaming out from the little village along the southern edge of the coast, just hugging the coastline. And
how many people?
Looks to be about half dozen. Some of them are small, though, probably children.
Yeah, I'm going to move to try and cut those people off.
Not a problem. You're already near the coastline anyway, so you move to block them. And as you crest over hill, they're kind of coming up the hill at the same time. You guys run into each other rather unexpectedly.
Yeah.
How far off might both be surprised by how quickly. Nope, neither of you are surprised. You see before you are 2 women dressed in aprons and long skirts. I'm sorry, not long, like mid-shin length skirts. I don't know how. Yeah, anyway, long skirts with 3 children in tow running in your direction. They come to an abrupt halt as you crest the hill and they are climbing up the hill and give a yell. One of them has a long, pointy kitchen cutting knife in her hand. The other one has a makeshift club. The children are all between ages of 5 and 12.
Yeah. Do I see any pursuers, or did they?
No pursuers.
Okay. How far off are they?
30 feet. 10 yards.
All right. Yeah, I draw a dagger in each hand, and I said, "Make this easy on yourselves and lay down that blade."
Kids, get behind me! Get behind me! Jaina's gonna take you, and just follow Jaina, okay, kids? But mommy, I don't want. Just follow your Aunt Jaina. It's okay. Jaina, take him and run. Run inland.
Throw a dagger at Jaina.
Okay, roll to hit.
Yeah. Care about initiative. 3.
It misses wildly, and roll me initiative as the one who was speaking leaps towards you with her large kitchen knife, or runs up the hill with the large kitchen knife. Uh-oh, she's going first.
No, she's not.
No, she's not. Damn it, she rolled a 1 as well. Okay,
yeah, but I'm quicker.
Just barely go before her.
Can I throw / stab in the same round? So can I throw a dagger as she's running at me and then stab her at the end? I mean, I get to it. Okay, well, hold on. I'll close and I'll shiv her.
Sure. I'll give you high ground for coming from downhill towards her.
Actually, I'm better off hucking the dagger as she's coming at me.
Okay.
So as she runs at me,
you whap her with the dagger. Roll me
glancing blow. And
she gives a cry
I draw a second, but I don't get the attack, and she probably closes.
Nope. She closes, slashes at you. She's unproficient.
Okay.
No, she's proficient with a cooking knife, I would say.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Your
have
AC is 14.
Mhm.
Do you have another +1 in there somewhere?
Probably not.
To AC? She crits you with her dagger, with her kitchen knife.
Bitch. Sorry. Unpleasant lady. 2d3, not 2d4, because you
Right.
said it was a knife.
You take 2 damage and give me a saving throw versus death.
D20. Ew, no.
It's a medium small weapon, so D5 for severity, 2 for location. So I think she whaps you in the leg somewhere. Oh god, do you have the book on hand?
Yeah, it's in here.
Okay.
Make me look up my own bleeding leg.
And that sort of DM.
And critical hits, slashing versus humanoids, right leg,
5 severity.
struck, minor bleeding, half move.
Oof. Okay.
That is rough.
She digs the knife deep into your thigh.
I shout in her face, "Fool!
Jaina, run! Run, Jaina! Jaina
Now
and the kids
all of the
flee.
children will die.
You're
Look what you have done." And I don't get well. Would I provoke an opportunity attack if I step back and hucked a dagger at? Yeah.
yeah, you would.
I'll just go to town on her with the blades.
Are you going to forego your second attack, or are you going to take the attack of opportunity?
Forgo the second attack.
Okay. Give me an initiative roll. Jaina and the kids start to flee.
Ooh, another one.
You
I'm
go
dual
first.
wielding. So. Ugh.
Clears by 10 because you +1 for high ground.
Yeah. So I'm shouting all of that like, "Fool!"
Hold on, she's got 5
Steal the
HP.
fate of the children. No, I split her entrails onto the road.
Okay.
And considering I make the second attack as well. -1. Nope, never mind.
Okay.
I can't even stab her dead body.
Well, her body, you made the second attack while she was still standing. She just fell so quickly you hit the air above her.
And I limp menacingly after the children who can outrun me.
Yes. Jaina and the children escape.
Where do they run, though? Like, I cut them off. I cut off their escape.
They run inland.
Okay. No. I limp around, pick up my daggers. I shout curses at the children and hobgoblin as they flee.
That first dagger that you threw, you can't find.
I can't find.
Nope. It probably fell into a bush or over the side of the cliff or
Shit.
Stuck somewhere.
That was good steel.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what struck means. Struck. Healed, not cure light wounds can deal with it.
Okay.
So after limping around for minor bleeding is every 10 minutes, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll use that cure.
It can also be bound to stop the
bleeding, but not to get my movement back.
Right.
Yeah. So I shout for a moment and then sit down and mutter a curse.
Yep.
As I use my cure wounds on my struck leg.
Okay, you heal HP as well, I believe, with struck? Or is that just...
Where does it say that?
And the page is prior to... around struck. Where it says it can be healed by cure light wounds or...
spell or other spells capable of restoring 5 HP of damage.
It doesn't specifically say. Because some of them you do gain HP for, some of them you don't.
Okay. Well, the way Grazed is, it says the Cure Light Wound spell doesn't have to actually restore that many hit points. It just must be capable of doing so.
Right, but
So
also says if a grazed character receives a healing magic, the graze is healed and he gets to recover the hit points.
And it doesn't specify under struck.
So I presume the healing is wasted. You just get the movement back.
Mm-hmm. It's not clear as far as I can tell. I think you'll need to make a call there.
I'm going to say it does not heal any HP.
Yeah, that's what I was assuming. But
No.
okay.
Cool.
Grumble, grumble.
Okay, you
So
have
I
your...
get to my feet and brush myself off and...
Mhm.
All right.
Okay. You see walking out of the town a little bit later. Actually, riding out would be your war chief, and you see the other hobgoblins walking out as well.
Mm-hmm.
Not headed out your direction, but they're headed out the north direction.
I will shout in Hobgoblin some greeting.
Okay, eventually you guys get each other's attention, and you guys meet up.
Mm-hmm.
The war chief comes back to you and says, Sarlacc,
Yeah.
you've been gone not long enough.
Mm-hmm.
What has happened to your visions?
I scoured the coast and made it quite a menace for the men that live there. I returned because I had a rather interesting encounter with a people of the sea, a tribe called the Kuatoa.
Seamen?
Seamen, who share our enmity for the humans of this land. If we ride north to the shores, we may parley with them in like 6 days' time.
An interesting offer. What do the seamen have to offer? What do they bring us?
I only met with several of their number, but they appeared to be great warriors. They held spears and had brought down a priest of the humans.
They kill their own kind?
No, these are fish people.
Fish people.
True, the stuff of legend. Great monsters from the deep.
Bizarre creatures.
I sell it as if they're great monsters of the deep, but you describe them as pretty goofy looking.
I mean, they're flounders with feet and hands.
Yeah,
they're ridiculous.
Something out of SpongeBob SquarePants.
Okay, they're not that ridiculous now. Hold on.
All right.
That was a stupid show.
Mm-hmm.
Grumble, grumble.
How have the raids been?
Most successful.
Have the humans caught on to your movements?
No. Foolish humans think we are still to the north. We have encountered little to no resistance whatsoever.
Well, now that they will catch on to your activities here in the south, perhaps it is best that we return north, if it is your pleasure, chieftain.
He growls at you. Seems maybe you said that a little too publicly, a little bit too openly, giving him not quite an order, but
this is all in Hobgoblin, but
yeah, but the other hobgoblins can hear it.
Yeah.
He growls. Give me a charisma check.
This low charisma is just going to come back repeatedly to bite me in the ass.
Any low stat will come back repeatedly to bite you in the ass.
Yeah, 17.
We go north when I say we go north. When do we have to meet? When are these fish people meeting us? If we attend.
20 tides from my encounter with them. So 6 more days.
We'll spend 4 days down here. We'll move up on the 5th, meet them on the 6th.
A superb plan, Your Lordship. I point off to the hills. I say, I chased some stragglers into the hills. And I sort of, yeah.
He ignores them, and you continue with the tribe.
Right.
One of the sub-chiefs asks about your necklace, because instead of a hand dangling downward, it's now a hand around your throat.
Yeah, I will reply to him loudly. I say, in my journeys, I communed with Verasi, and she has granted me control over flesh and bone. And I take control of the claw for a moment and have it like scurry up around the back of my head and the top of my hair and like start gently massaging my head. Probably,
Their eyes go wide with fear, and they give you a little bit extra room as you walk around.
It crawls back down and returns to its spot as my necklace.
Can you... Okay, so you do still have to speak to them, right? No! Directly controlled claws are manipulated by the thoughts of their creator.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just have to be within like 15 feet of it or something.
yeah. Sweet.
Yeah. Just wait till I've got an army of these suckers.
Okay. Is there anything specifically you would like to do for the next few days?
No, I'll let the chief call the shots, and yeah, I'll probably around the campfire. I will tell more tales of the men that I slew along the shore and the herds of goats ripe for the taking.
Okay, so that next day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. Where's my... I didn't open all my things. I need my things, guys. I need my things. Dicing with Death, Wake County, right? Or is it Port County? What do I name these places? So many names for so many things. I think we decided to call it Wake County in the end. Okay.
That sounds right.
And a common encounters. Sorry, this is taking so long. I should have had this open to begin with.
Oh, good.
Okay, so later that day, you pass a few flocks here and there, pass a little bit of this, pass a little bit of that.
This is the day after I met up with the tribe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So we made camp that first night.
Yes. You are sent out on patrol that next day to...
Can I pause for a second and ask about camp?
Yes.
So maybe do a quick scene the night before.
Sure.
I want to. I want to check on the slaves. I mean, I would like to get that note translated if there's still a gnome or whatever in the cage, but I fear that things may be different since I last saw.
So what do you want from me?
I mean, so I'm going to the slaves to see if I can find one that reads Dwarven.
There are 2 gnomes among the slaves still, and one of them, a hobgoblin, tells you speaks Dwarven. The gnomes haven't spoken to you, but the slave guard, the slave keeper, it's his job to know what their skills are and what they can do and whatnot. And he says that 2 of them can speak and read Dwarven.
Okay. I will approach the gnomes. How are they looking? Is there still
terrified
of me or of
everything?
General.
Yeah. Eyes are huge, like this the entire time, looking around. As you get close to the cage, they kind of back up and lean and look
Nice.
up at you.
I like gesture with my finger and like squat down next to the cage. Say, can you read Dwarven, little ones?
Yes. Yes, we can.
I will produce the note. Can I find like a scrap of meat or something, like some actual hobgoblin food?
Yeah, no problem.
So I'll give them some leftovers, which is probably better than the flesh they've been eating or whatever. Or if maybe they've just been starving for weeks.
They
I like go to give it to them and then pull it back and hand them the note first.
they lean back and go, take the note, open it between the two of them, and jibber jabber very quickly in Gnomish back and forth.
Do they seem to be negotiating something? Or
They're looking at the note and pointing at it. And
all right, I bark as I channel Verasi's power and command one of the gnomes to translate. Except that, yeah,
Okay.
I say that in common.
Right. The gnome says,
But I'm much more aggressive about it.
Translate.
he reads the letter to you.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my...
He does get a saving throw versus spell if he
Ooh,
wants
okay.
to like to resist. I mean,
He passes, but he translates it anyway because he's terrified of you. What is the name? Dear Lord Moundus, he translates to you. The increase in hobgoblin raids throughout the county has been problematic. We are hoping to band together with Rockwave and Clydesdale in order to eliminate this threat. But as usual, the politicians in Clydesdale say that our problems are our own. Since they have seemed so reluctant to help, we propose a triumvirate to deal with this issue. Sincerely, Lord... Shit, I forgot his name, of Redport.
Lord Jacob.
Lord Jacob of Redport.
Yeah, this character is not familiar with Lord Jacob.
Right.
Yeah. I toss the meat at the gnome and run to the chieftain at once.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Chieftain.
Yes.
I have grave news. I hold the little scrap of parchment. I say that this note was on the body of that priest I had mentioned earlier. It is a message from the humans of Redport to the humans of Hillsborough. Is that what the hobgoblins refer to? Do we call them by their human names?
I guess. Sure.
Sure. I don't think we actually acknowledge that. Anyways, Redport to Hillsborough. They are uniting their forces in response to our raids. I fear we may meet more resistance. Fortunately, Clydesdale has not thrown in with these men, but...
And where do you get your information, young one? Old one.
I'm like 2 years older than him. An excellent question. One of the gnomes in the cage reads Dwarven, so you are right to be skeptical. But
Is this letter? This letter is the one that you claim says this?
I hand him the letter. He can keep it for all I care.
He ponders it for a moment and says, well, aren't we lucky then? Looks like the people of Hillsborough don't know. Now, which town is Rockwave? Does anyone know?
Do I even know? I mean, I can see it on the map, but...
You can see it on the map, but Give me an intel check. You could know with an int check.
$13. No fucking clue. I know
Well,
not.
one of these cities may know. The rest of them, foolish people. You have done well and brought honor to our tribe. We shall slaughter many people because of you today. And that's...
If I may go so far as to make a suggestion, I suspect that if we put too much pressure on Clydesdale, they may change their thinking and join and rally with Redport.
You sound like you fear these worthless humans.
Humans are weak, but in large numbers, wrapped in steel, they would put up a fight. We must increase our own numbers as well.
He makes like a broad gesture towards the back of the Hobgoblin tribe.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take your pick.
Like gestures to the women.
They are among the people he's gestured towards, yes.
All right. Can't argue with that logic. And scene. All right, so you were talking about the next day.
The next day. Yeah, but, we're pretty much at our break point here.
Yeah,
so why don't
sounds
we
good.
take our break, because we have something coming up the next day, and we'll save that for then.
And while we're out, you guys can fantasize about nasty hobgoblins getting it on.
What does a hobgoblin look like when it's getting on with another hobgoblin? If
I don't
anyone
know.
can send us some artwork on this, we'd
would
be
be
very
lovely.
curious to see.
Or describe it in chat.
Yes, or describe it in chat.
Enjoy your break, guys.
Bye-bye.